The ship shook like a falling star. Metal screamed. Lights blinked. Inside, a man lay on the cold floor, not moving. His name was Jason Cole. He was a pilot, or maybe a soldier. He couldn't remember. All he knew was pain. Jason opened his eyes. Red warning lights flashed around him. His head was spinning. There was blood on his forehead, and his lips were dry. His suit was torn on one side. He sat up slowly. The air smelled like smoke and burning wires. Sparks dropped from the broken control panels. The ship was damaged badly. He looked around. It was quiet. Too quiet. Something was wrong. Ships didn't crash like this without reason. Jason tried to stand. His legs were weak. He reached for the nearest wall to support himself. Every muscle in his body screamed, but he moved. "Hello?" he said, his voice dry and rough. "Is anyone here?" No answer. He moved forward. The hallway was dark only. Red lights guiding him. The floor was shaking slightly under his boots. Then he heard it, a soft sound. Breathing, but not his own. Jason stopped. He held his breath. There it was again. Calm, slow breathing. Close, but not visible. He followed the sound. Turned a corner. And saw her. She was standing at the far end of the corridor. Tall. Still. Her skin had a silver glow. Smooth like glass. Her eyes shone pale blue, glowing gently in the dark. Jason's heart jumped. She was not human. Her hair was white, long, and floating slightly like there was no gravity around her. She wore a dark suit with strange patterns. Symbols Jason didn't recognize. He raised his hands. "Hey, I'm not going to hurt you." She didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stared at him. Calm and silent. Jason felt sweat on his forehead. Not just from fear. The temperature was rising. He took a slow step forward. "Can you understand me?" Still nothing. Another step. The heat hit him stronger now, like standing near a fire. She was the source. Her body was giving off heat, strong, growing heat. Jason wiped his forehead. "Look, I don't know what happened. The ship crashed. We need to fix it." Finally she blinked. Her head tilted slightly. "You were not supposed to wake up," she said. Her voice was soft, but strange. Like two voices speaking at once, one calm, one distant. Jason was confused. "What do you mean?" She walked forward slowly, each step. Silent, her eyes never leaving his. "You were kept asleep for safety," she said, "until help arrived." Jason took a step back. "That was the plan?" She nodded. "Yes, but something went wrong." He looked around. "What caused the crash?" The woman didn't answer. Jason looked at a nearby panel. The screen was cracked, but one word blinked again and again. "Core failure. Unknown energy source detected." Unknown energy. Jason looked back at the woman. "Was it you?" he asked. Her expression didn't change. "I don't know," she said. "I don't remember either." Jason didn't trust her. But he didn't have a choice. They were alone. The ship was dying. The temperature was rising every minute. He looked back down the hallway. "We need to get to the control room. Try to contact someone." The woman stepped closer. Jason could feel the heat coming off her body. It made his skin sweat instantly. "You will not survive if you stay close to me too long," she said. "I am entering a cycle. My body burns more energy now." Jason frowned. "A cycle? What kind of cycle?" She looked down, then back at him. "It is a survival process. My kind, when we are in danger, we burn heat. If the heat is not released, we die." Jason's eyes narrowed. "So you're telling me you're going to keep getting hotter?" She nodded once. "And I'm stuck in here with you?" "Yes." He took a deep breath. "Great." Silence again. Jason turned and started walking. "Let's move, before this ship turns into an oven." She followed him. Her steps still made no sound. Jason didn't look back. but he could feel her heat getting stronger. And for the first time since he woke up, he was truly afraid, not just of the crash, but of her. The walls of the ship were sweating. Condensation ran down the metal panels like tears. Jason wiped his forehead again, but his hand came away wet, not from his skin, but from the air around him. It was getting hotter with every step. The ship was dying, and something inside it was burning more than just fuel. He turned a corner and entered what used to be the crew lounge. Chairs were floating slightly, held by broken gravity stabilizers. Food packs drifted mid-air like forgotten memories. The woman followed him in silence. She walked slowly, but each step seemed to heat the room. Jason could almost hear it, a low hum, like something inside her was powering up. He looked at her. Her silver skin now had a faint orange glow beneath it. Her breathing had changed too, deep, controlled, like someone trying not to explode. "We need to find the control room," Jason said, breaking the silence. "And fast, this heat, it's not normal." She looked at him. Her glowing blue eyes were calm, but her skin pulsed like fire under ice. "You are correct," she said. "It is not normal. It is me." Jason stopped. "You're doing this?" She nodded slowly. "My body is reacting. This ship, this crash. Stress triggers a phase." Jason felt a cold wave of fear. "What kind of phase?" "Heat cycle," she said. "My people burn energy to survive danger. The more danger, the more heat." He stepped back. The air between them shimmered slightly, like heat waves above desert sand. "Is there a way to stop it?" he asked. "Only if I am calm," she said. "But the ship is broken. We are alone, and I feel trapped." Jason glanced around the lounge. Lights were dimming. The temperature display on the wall blinked. 39.2 degrees Celsius and rising. "If this keeps up," he said, "you'll cook both of us." She lowered her head. "If I reach peak cycle, I will not survive, and neither will you." Jason looked away. Part of him wanted to shout. But what good would that do? He opened a nearby locker, looking for anything useful. Inside was a medkit, a flashlight, and a tablet. The tablet blinked to life, showing ship diagnostics. Cooling systems offline. Power reserve, 22%. Communication, error, no signal. Life forms detected, 2. He stared at the last line. "Only 2 of us?" He whispered. "Yes," she said behind him. "The others are gone." "How?" he asked. "They never woke up." Jason turned. "But you did. Why?" She looked unsure. "I was not supposed to. Same as you." He felt a chill, despite the heat. "Someone woke us up." She walked toward him. The temperature climbed again. The screen on the tablet glitched from the heat in her presence. Jason took a step back. "You have to stay away from me." "I will try," she said. But her voice had changed, lower, strained. "But it is getting harder." She sat down on the floor, crossed her legs, and closed her eyes. Her hands rested on her knees. Her body glowed brighter, her breathing faster. Jason watched. Her skin pulsed like an engine running too hot. Then suddenly, a small fire burst from her hand. Jason jumped. She opened her eyes. "It is starting." He looked at her, stunned. "You're burning." She stared at the flame, then closed her hand. The fire vanished. Jason backed up, reaching for the flashlight, pointing it like a weapon. "You said you were in control." "I was," she said. "Now I'm not sure." She stood up, and the metal beneath her feet hissed slightly. Jason ran to the door. "We have to get to the cryo room. Maybe it's still cold in there." She didn't argue. She followed, slower this time. Each footstep left a faint glow on the floor. As they moved deeper into the ship, Jason could feel the air tighten. Like it was alive. Like the ship itself was afraid. They turned a corner and stopped. The hallway ahead was melted. Metal bent like plastic. Lights flickered. And in the middle of it all was a large dented door, sealed shut. Jason tried the panel. Locked. Behind him, the woman dropped to one knee, her body shaking. "It's too late," she said. "I can't cool down." Jason stared at her. His mind raced. The ship was boiling, and the only one who could survive it might be the one causing it. The door wouldn't open, but something behind it was breathing. Jason pressed his ear against the metal. The heat made it burn, but he kept listening. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Not human. He stepped back. The alien woman stood behind him, her skin still glowing faint orange. Her breath was quick. The heat around her body made the air flicker, like a flame with no source. Jason turned toward her. "There's something alive in that room." Her eyes narrowed. "No, there shouldn't be." Jason stepped closer, careful to stay out of her heat zone. "Then what is it?" She didn't answer right away. Her gaze stayed on the sealed door, her face calm, but something in her eyes shifted. Fear or recognition. Jason asked again, slower. "Do you know what's in there?" Her voice was quiet. "I thought it was gone." Jason stared at her. "Gone? What was it?" She closed her eyes. "Another one of my kind." Jason's heart skipped. "You mean another like you?" She nodded, "But different." He felt cold despite the heat. "Different how?" She opened her eyes, glowing brighter now. "It was not like me. It was unstable." Jason turned back to the door. "And it's alive?" "Yes, it shouldn't be." Jason's mind raced. Two aliens. One already overheating. One locked behind a door, breathing like a beast. The ship was a cage, and he was stuck between both. He looked down at the tablet again, hoping for answers. The system logs were broken, but one file still opened. Mission Report 247-B. Jason read. Aloud. Cargo secured. 2 subjects. Subject A in deep state. Subject B under control. Crew instructed not to wake either. Ship set for automatic return. Do not engage. Jason looked up. "You're Subject A?" "Yes," she said. "And the thing?" "In there?" he asked. Subject B. Jason's fingers tightened around the tablet. "Why were you both being transported?" She looked at him calmly. "Because we were dangerous." Jason stepped back. "You said you didn't remember." "I didn't," she replied. "But now." "I do." Jason's mouth went dry. "You lead." She didn't move. "I didn't know before." The crash unlocked the memory. The heat triggered it. Jason walked to the side, away from both the door and her. "What are you really?" She tilted her head. "You wouldn't understand." "Try." "Me," he snapped. She looked up at the ceiling, as if remembering something far away. Then she spoke slowly. "My kind do not live on planets. We are born in space, from stars. Our bodies store energy from suns. But too much energy becomes a curse. Some of us cannot control it. They burn everything around them." Jason nodded toward the sealed room. "Like Subject B?" "Yes," she said. Subject B lost control. It destroyed a colony. Jason's voice dropped. "And what about you?" "I stopped it," she said. "But I burned half the planet to do it." Silence. Jason looked at her. "Why would they keep you both alive?" "To study us," she said. "To use us or to fear us." Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from the door. Something hit it hard from the other side. Jason jumped back. The woman didn't. Flinched. Another bang. Then a growl, deep, shaking the floor. Jason looked at her. "Can it get out?" She paused. "If the heat continues to rise, yes." Jason checked the temperature. 42.7 degrees Celsius. Another few degrees, and the lock could melt. He looked at the woman. "We need to cool the ship." She looked down. "We can't, not unless the energy core is reset." "Where's the core?" he asked. She pointed down the hallway. "Bottom deck." But it's flooded. Jason made a decision. I'll go. No, she said. If you die, I'll be alone. If I burn, the other one wakes. We both die. Jason stared at her. Then come with me. She stepped forward, her heat pressing into the space between them. Are you sure? I'd rather burn trying, Jason said, than wait here for a monster to wake up. She looked at him for a long moment. Then not a dot they turned toward the hallway. The metal groaned beneath their feet. Behind them, the door rattled again. A crack formed at the edge. Jason didn't look back, because now he knew. She wasn't the only danger on this ship. Jason had seen dead ships before, but never one that felt like it was watching him as he stepped into the lower deck. The lights above flickered weakly. The air was thick, heavy, like breathing inside a dying machine. Walls were burnt, and wires hung like vines. There were signs of fire, but no fire left. Just heat. The alien woman followed him in silence. Her glow was dimmer now. She had wrapped her arms around herself as if holding her heat in. But Jason could still feel it behind him, like a sun following too close. They moved carefully, stepping over broken panels and cracked floor grates. Jason stopped when he saw it. Body, floating in mid-air. It was one of the crew. Male, burned black. His arms were curled toward his chest like he was trying to protect something, or scream. Jason's stomach turned. He looked away, trying not to breathe through his nose. The woman looked at the body, but her face showed no emotion. Was he the pilot? Jason asked. Yes, she said. He tried to save us. Tried? She nodded. He died during the crash. Jason didn't reply. He kept walking. As they turned a corner, Jason noticed a door he hadn't seen in the blueprints. Smaller. Marked only with numbers. 09X. The panel beside it blinked red. Was this here before? He asked. The woman tilted her head. I don't remember. Jason pressed the door. Locked. He opened the control panel. Hot wires sparking under his fingers. With effort, he rewired 2 leads and the door hissed open. Inside was a private control room. Smaller, sealed, and still intact. Cooler, too. The air hit his face like a breath of life. Monitors lined the walls. All dark, except one, showing a paused video log. Jason pressed play. A man's face appeared. The same man who now floated burned outside. Captain Jarrus. This is Captain Jarrus of ship Toleron 7. I am recording this privately. The official logs are false. This mission, it's not rescue, it's disposal. Jason's eyes widened. We were told to carry subject A and B to Earth orbit, but there is no recovery team. No landing instructions. Only one final order. To wait until systems fail. The captain leaned closer to the camera, voice lower now. They want the ship to burn up in the atmosphere. They want it to look like an accident. No trace. No evidence. Just silence. The screen cut out. Jason stepped back, stunned. They planned to kill you. The woman nodded slowly. And your people were willing to die with us. Jason stared at the dark screen. But someone changed the plan. He turned to her. The crash, it wasn't natural. No, she said. Something or someone woke us early. Jason turned toward another terminal and opened the ship logs. Lines of code flashed. Then he found it. Manual override. Cryopods unlocked. Command, unknown source. Someone inside the ship had unlocked their pods before the crash. Jason whispered. Someone sabotaged it. He stood frozen, thoughts racing. The dead captain. The missing crew. The locked room. The other alien behind. The melting door. One more file blinked open, a message labeled, to Subject A. He tapped it. If you are reading this, it means you survived. I hope you remember why you were locked up. I hope you remember what you did. If not, then this was all for nothing. You are the real danger. Jason turned slowly. The woman stood near the door, her glow brighter again. Breathing heavy. Her eyes fixed on the screen. I don't remember writing that, she said quietly. Jason stared at her. Are you sure you didn't? Her eyes stayed on the screen. I don't know anymore. The ship creaked around them, somewhere above. The sound of metal twisting echoed down the halls. Jason took a step toward her. Tell me the truth. Did you cause the crash? She looked at him, then said something he didn't expect. I don't know what I am when I lose control. Jason didn't move, because now he wasn't sure who had saved him, or who had doomed him. The door was breathing now, not loud, not fast, but steady, like a giant beast asleep behind the wall, dreaming something dark. Jason stared at it. Each breath behind the metal made the surface shift just slightly. The heat in the hallway had become still heavy. The kind of stillness that comes right before a storm. The alien woman stood beside him, eyes fixed on the door, face pale from the heat cycle. Her glow had faded, but Jason knew better now. Quiet didn't mean safe. You said Subject B was unstable, Jason said. She nodded slowly. It was not born like me. It was changed, damaged. The heat inside it never stops. Is it awake now? He asked. I don't know, she whispered. But it remembers pain. Jason glanced at the melting lock. The temperature in the ship had passed 44 degrees Celsius. Sweat burned down his neck. Even the walls had started to change color, white to yellow to faint red. Heat wasn't just around them anymore. It was inside them. Suddenly, the door hissed. A small crack formed, less than an inch wide, but enough for something to speak. A voice leaked through, not words, just sound, like a whisper made of fire. Jason took a step back. His chest felt tight. Then he heard a noise behind him. Not the alien woman, someone else. He turned. A small black figure crawled into view from the ventilation shaft above. Thin arms, big head, skin like charcoal, eyes wide and shining. It froze when it saw Jason. Jason raised his hands slowly. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. The small alien blinked. The woman turned too, startled. She stepped forward, but the small creature flinched. It backed away, shaking. Jason noticed. It's scared of you. The woman stopped. I don't know this one, she said, voice flat. Jason looked at the creature. Were you hiding all this time? It didn't speak, but nodded. Then it looked at the locked door and whimpered. Jason crouched. Is something in there? The little alien shook its head violently. Then finally it spoke, voice cracked, like glass breaking. No, something was in there. Jason's blood ran cold. What do you mean? The alien looked at the woman, then back at Jason. It already got out. Jason stood slowly. The hallway behind them was empty. Silent. Too silent. He turned to the woman. If that thing is already out, then what's in the room now? She said nothing. The little alien crawled closer to Jason. It gripped his arm. She lied. It whispered. Jason looked at the woman. She didn't move. Is that true? Jason asked. Her eyes narrowed. That thing is not to be trusted. Jason shook his head. You said there were only two of you. You didn't mention a third. I didn't know it was here. Or you didn't want me to know. Silence stretched. Jason looked at the locked door again. Still cracked open. Still breathing. He felt it now. Not heat. Cold. Jason reached for the tablet. Opened the thermal scan. His heart stopped. There was no heat inside the locked room. None. Whatever had been in there was already gone. Jason backed up. Looked at the floor. Small claw prints. Black marks burned into the metal, leading away from the door. Then vanishing. The small alien gripped his arm tighter. It's hunting. Jason looked at the woman. Is it hunting me? Or you? She stared at him. Then said something strange. If it kills me, you survive. If it kills you, I burn forever. Jason didn't understand. What does that mean? But she didn't answer, because suddenly the lights cut out, and a voice echoed through the ship. Not human, not alien, something in between. Host. Found. Asterisk. The silence was louder than the alarms. Jason stood in the dark, breathing fast. His hands were shaking. Sweat poured from his skin, not from fear alone. The heat was now unbearable. But the silence. That was worse. The alien woman was no longer glowing. Her skin was pale silver, her body still. She knelt on the floor like someone in pain, or someone preparing for death. The small alien clung to Jason's arm. Its skin was dry and cracked, its wide eyes full of warning. Somewhere in the ship, something was moving. A soft tapping sound, like claws on metal, echoed through the empty halls. Jason looked at the woman. What did it mean? When it said, "Host found." She lifted her head slowly. "If it finds you," she whispered, "it takes you. Your body?" "No," she said. "Your mind." Jason's heart pounded. "You knew it could do that?" "I hoped it couldn't," she replied. "But this heat, it woke more than just me." Jason stepped back, thinking fast. "What does it want?" "Control," she said. "It has no shape of its own. It needs a body. That's why it was locked away." Jason turned and pulled open the nearby locker, emergency gear. Inside, one suit, one oxygen pack, and a red keycard. The escape pod key. Only one. Jason stared at it. The small alien watched him. "Please," it whispered, "take me." The woman stood slowly. Her body was unstable now, flickering between hot and cold. "If I stay here, I burn up. But if I leave, it escapes." Jason's hand hovered over the keycard. "You knew this would happen," he said. She didn't deny it. "Remembered too late," she said. "But you needed to see the truth." Jason grabbed the keycard and stared at the two of them, one glowing, one shaking, both dangerous in their own way. Then he looked at the hallway behind him. Tap. Tap. Closer now. Jason had to choose. Only one pod. He could leave. Alone. Survive. Forget. Or he could save one of them. But which? The alien woman, who may have caused the crash but also protected him. Or the small creature, scared, weak, maybe innocent? Jason closed his eyes. He saw the crew dead, the door that breathed, the moment she touched his chest, burning but not killing, and her voice, the first time she spoke, "You were not supposed to wake up." Jason opened his eyes. Then moved. Fast. He grabbed the oxygen pack, threw it at the small alien. "Go," he said. "Find a vent. Stay hidden." The small creature blinked. "You're not taking me?" Jason turned to the woman. "I'm taking her." The woman stared at him, shocked. "Why?" she asked. "You don't even know what I am." Jason gave a weak smile. "Neither do you, but you tried." He grabbed her arm. It burned, but not like before. Her heat was fading. She was close to collapse. They ran down the hall. The taps behind them turned into footsteps. Fast. Heavy. Then came a voice. Jason's own voice, but wrong. "Stop running." Jason didn't look back. They reached the pod door. He slammed the card into the slot. The door hissed open. Inside, one seat. Small, tight, safe. He pushed her in. She tried to protest. "I can't leave you here," she said. "You have to," Jason replied. "You're still cooling. You can survive this. And you?" He looked back once. The hallway was full of shadow now, something tall, twisted, wearing his voice. Jason smiled at her. "I'll distract it. You burn brighter than it ever could." The door began to close. She reached out once, but it was too late. The pod launched. Silence returned. Jason turned to face the shadow. It stepped into the light, wearing his face, but not his soul. Jason cracked his knuckles, sweat rolling off his brow. No. More hiding, he whispered. Jason didn't scream when the thing wearing his face attacked. He didn't run. He smiled, because he finally understood. This wasn't about escape. It was about choice. The creature lunged, fast and silent. Its body shimmered like black oil. Its arms stretched, sharp and shifting. But Jason stood tall. He had nothing to fight with. Only fire behind him, and a memory. The alien woman, glowing in the dark, the way her hand touched his heart, not to burn him, but to test him. Jason dodged. The creature's first strike. Sparks flew as it missed and hit the wall. He ran not away, but deeper into the ship, toward the core, the place where all this began. Asterisk, the escape pod, floated through the stars. Inside, the woman sat motionless, eyes closed. Her glow had dimmed, but a small flicker still pulsed from her chest. Warm and steady. She could feel the heat fading, but something else rising. A signal. Jason was still alive, and the creature had followed him. Asterisk. Jason reached the engine room. The heat here was unbearable. Even without her, pipes were cracked. Panels melted. The energy core throbbed with red light. The creature followed him inside, crawling across the ceiling like smoke turned solid. "You think you're brave," it said in Jason's voice. "But you're alone." Jason looked at the core. One panel open. A release switch. He took a deep breath. "I'm not alone," he said. He grabbed the switch. Pulled. The core screamed. Energy burst through the room. Light filled every shadow. The creature howled, its shape cracking, pieces falling like glass. Jason fell to his knees, shielding his face. Then, silence. Asterisk, the pod's alarm blinked. Heat signature lost, core shutdown complete. The woman opened. Her eyes. A tear slid down her cheek, evaporating, before it reached her chin. He had stayed behind, not to survive, but to contain what others had feared. Asterisk. A rescue ship approached the pod. They scanned it, unsure what they'd find. When they opened the hatch, they saw her. Calm. Quiet. Waiting. They asked her name. She didn't answer. They asked where she came from. She said one thing. "He chose to burn so we could live." Asterisk. Deep in the dead ship, nothing moved. No sound. No light, but hidden inside one blackened wall. A small spark flickered once, then again. A heartbeat. Was it the last of the monster, or the first sign that Jason was still alive?